He's got a shot at the Firebrand Championship.
Taking a short hiatus, finding himself very high in the power rankings of Jose Perez. Getting a little up close and personal with that Firebrand title.
I would definitely wash that thing thoroughly after that.
Tony P needs a tetanus shot. Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing?
How you doing? Better than tetanus.
We're underway.
And is this really? Buff Dad returns. Antonio Atama returns. Alpha Male returns, kinda.
This has been a truly momentous evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am very pleased that you invited us into your homes via Fight TV, via the XWA Network. XWA Network. Whoa!
Did we almost see a new champion?
We almost did.
And Buff Dad firing off. He's going for a chicken wing, it looks like. And, oh, man, wrong part of town.
Short arm clothesline floors the Buff Dad.
Crap.
And Trigga now is going to get himself realigned as he looks to make as quick waste as possible of the Buff Dad Firebrand Championship title on the line.
Oh, man. This just does not bode well for the Buff Dad. Hard into the corner. And Trigga going to have himself a little fun right now. Ah!
Trigga the OG now. He's got that arm of the Buff Dad draped over the top rope. Oh! But that right hand meets the jowls of the Buff Dad. He's just gotten whipped into the ropes here.
Buff Dad sneaks a little clothesline in there.
It was a saggy clothesline, but it's been up for a long time, so I understand.
Trigga getting to his feet kind of slowly. Buff Dad may never get back to his feet again.
You know, he's so full of life when he first makes his way out to the ring. I wonder if he maybe took his time getting to it, he'd have a little bit more gas once he finally got inside.
I think it's one swivel too many. And Buff Dad dumped out of the ring by Firebrand champion Trigga the OG. And Trigga's on his way out. This is not where Buff Dad wants to be. Oh. Big trouble right now for Buff Dad. He is down outside the ring. It's Trigga's favorite part of town.
Also known as the wrong side of town. Trigga now grabs himself a chair. I don't think he's going to offer the Buff Dad a seat.
Oh.
Ooh, hip checked into the barricade again. Not the kind of punishment that he can afford to be taking.
Hip replacement is more like it.
The hip replacement, that's Buff Dad's signature move.
Oh, I wasn't aware.
The hip replacement.
Trigga having a seat. And if Buff Dad was smart, he would just accept the count out.
I think Trigga's learning how to count right now. 5, correct, Trigga.
Again, he just lines himself up to take on more punishment from Trigga the OG, who's lost all of his patience. And now, at this point, he just wants to make an example out of the Buff Dad. This is a matter of ego. There's no need for this.
The cold, cocky attitude of Trigga the OG, sauntering over to Buff Dad, fires up that hard shot. Referee should just stop this match, quite frankly.
I mean, Buff Dad wanted it.
Yeah, he's about to get it, too.
Look at this. Trigga now slides his way to freedom. The Buff Dad, he's got Trigga on his heels. He needs to get up to an upright base. He's just he's slung over.
Buff Dad looks like he just stumbled out of the nursing home and landed in a fight.
Buff Dad,
he's on autopilot. His face is just steady and his body's moving. He hasn't closed his mouth in 5 minutes.
Buff Dad with a sunset flip. Oh my God, he almost got the win.
Ooh, a penalty kick.
Good God.
That's gotta do it. Trigga the OG now adding several injuries to the insult.
It's a couple injuries, more than insult possibly.
Just damage. Straight up damage. Buff Dad looks like he's been run over by the Acela.
Buff Dad run over by the insurance vehicle.
And Trigga just saying, now what? What do you got, sir? No. Precisely.
Who gave you the script?
I don't know.
Wait, there's a script?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of the way that the old champ would think of it.
I mean, nobody tells me nothing anyway, so I don't know.
We don't get any information. Oh, rake in the face here.
Oh, 3D Thursday night.
Oh. Buff Dad somehow on his feet, gamely shoving back at the Firebrand champion, and just collapsed.
He's fallen, but he may just get up. He's taken every bit of punishment that Trigga wants to dish out. And the buffest of dads ain't having it. He's not taking this lying down.
He's about to lie down. Look at that.
This is the most intense I've seen the Buff Dad in a long time.
It's like Trigga was late for curfew or something like that. Buff Dad's letting him have it. And it's just a straight-up slugfest in the center of the ring.
And that's, again, not a game you want to play with Trigga.
Not fight, no.
Not fight, not a straight fight. Oh, just straight disrespect there.
That's not even sanitary.
I don't know if Buff Dad's ever been worried about being sanitary.
Vicious, vicious uppercut from the Firebrand champion.
You guys want to see a dead body?
Can I poke it with a stick?
Can I poke it with a stick?
Buff Dad is going to need somebody to lean on because he cannot seem to stand on his own 2 feet. And Trigga is just looking to hammer that final nail into the coffin.
Don't say that. That's too literal.
Oh,
Look at backslide.
They're fighting for it. Shoulders on the mat. Trigga makes his way to freedom. Big right hand lands across the jaw. Schoolboy pin. Trigga kicks out in time.
Uh-oh. Oh, no, no.
Whoa! I didn't know Buff Dad could do that.
I don't think he knew either.
He's just falling forward.
Surprising everyone, including himself. Look at this move.
Big sidewalk slam. Hook of the leg.
No.
Trigga makes his way to freedom.
So close.
Tony
P can't believe it.
He's assured us that this match will continue, but he's just as shocked as us.
Tony P, our referee for the second half of this show.
Buff Dad can't believe that he's not walking out of here the champion right now.
I think Tony P is still surprised Buff Dad's walking out here.
I think we're surprised that Buff Dad's walking.
I'm always surprised Buff Dad's walking.
Referee's going to lay the 10 count here. Will Buff Dad get a count-out victory over the Firebrand champion?
He's slow to get back to his feet here, as many of the faithful are taking their opportunity to throw some cheap shots at the OG. Buff Dad now hot in his pursuit. Tumbles the champion back into the ring because he knows he can't win the title out there, but he's got to refocus.
Oh, that little kick to the you-know-what.
Into the young Buffs.
He wasn't using that anyway.
That's not what I heard.
An unwelcome kick to that middle rope just lands the Buff Dad in a world of hurt. Trigga the OG now scaling that top turnbuckle. We've seen this before, and well, willing to bet we'll see it again. OG now up at that high-risk district.
Oh, my
The
God.
gavel has been dropped down. Judgment laid upon thee.
2. Oh, Trigga picked Buff Dad up. That should have been the end of it.
Absolutely uncalled for. And Trigga making absolutely no friends here at the XWA Event Center.
And I don't think it's going to be the first time Trigga's killed a guy. But
There's no honor in this. There is absolutely no honor in this whatsoever.
That was Bob.
He can holler and piss and moan all he wants. There's no need for it. He had this match won several times over.
Buff Dad rolling away. About the only thing he had left.
Trigga now is unloading kicks to that midsection.
Oh.
Vicious. Oh, boy. A lesson is about to be taught, says the OG.
Don't miss it. Do not miss it. He's going for it again. Tony P is going to have to get out of the way.
Look out.
And what is that?
Jason Blade is
Jason
snuck
Blade.
out here.
Pushing him off that top turnbuckle.
Behind the back of Tony P. Tony P has no idea what just took place. And the Buff Dad just got himself a winning lottery ticket, if you ask me.
What? No. No way!
So close. Blade begging the Buff Dad to get this going. Fans are going nuts.
The Buff Dad's championship hopes still remain alive. He's got that chicken wing in. Does he have all of it, though? Trigga now fights his way to freedom, yanking on the phalanges of the Buff Dad.
He blocked the elbow. That was the quickest reflex I've seen Buff Dad have.
Championship gold is on the line. Trigga's just out of the way of the ropes, and he's fading fast.
He needs your help, Bob. He's only an inch away.
I'm here to call the action, nothing more.
Oof.
Oh, nice job by Trigga getting on top, and he's got him.
Got it. Using his leverage.